If a man uses these 9 phrases in a conversation, he is probably a highly self-centered person. There's a fine line between self-confidence and self-centeredness. The distinction lies in empathy. A self-centered man is usually oblivious to this, focusing solely on his own thoughts, needs, and wants. Spotting such a man is no rocket science. In fact, their conversations are often a dead giveaway. They tend to use certain phrases that unmask their true nature. In this piece, we're going to delve into the telltale signs. Here are 9 phrases that, if used frequently, highlight a person's self-centered tendencies. It's not about judging, but about understanding people better. So let's delve in. 1. I, me, my. It's no secret that the language we use often reflects our mindset. In the case of self-centered individuals, their conversations are usually monologues about their own experiences, achievements, and desires. One of the most common signs of this is the excessive use of first-person pronouns. I did this, in my opinion, and it's my way or the highway. These phrases are a clear indication that the conversation revolves around them and their needs only. It's not wrong to talk about oneself. After all, personal anecdotes add flavor to any conversation. But when it becomes a constant, it might be a sign of a self-centered personality. Keep in mind that it's not about nitpicking every word a man uses but recognizing a consistent pattern. So listen closely. 2. Enough about you, let's talk about me. One time, I was catching up with an old friend after years apart. I was eager to hear about his journey, his ups and downs, and how life had treated him. As I started talking about my experiences, he interrupted me mid-sentence and said, "Enough about you, let's talk about me." It caught me off guard. The conversation quickly shifted from a mutual exchange to a one-man show. It was all about his achievements, his travels, and his life, completely overriding my role in the conversation. This phrase is a clear sign of a person steering the conversation back to themselves, disregarding the other person's input. It's as if they're saying, "Your story is less important than mine." If you notice someone using this phrase often, chances are they might be more self-centered than you initially thought. It's an important red flag to watch out for in conversations. 3. I don't care. The phrase "I don't care" is a clear signal of a person's disregard for others' feelings or opinions. It's a blunt rejection that can often belittle the other person's perspective. According to a study, individuals who frequently express indifference or dismiss others' opinions are more likely to exhibit traits of narcissism and self-centeredness. This phrase is an attempt to assert dominance and control, often pushing away any opposing viewpoints. It's a way of saying, "My thoughts are the only ones that matter here." Healthy conversations involve respect and consideration for all participants' feelings and perspectives. A phrase like "I don't care" disrupts this balance and can be a sign of self-centered behavior. 4. I know better. One of the most telling signs of a self-centered person is their inability to accept that they might not always be right. Their conversation is often peppered with phrases like "I know better" or "I'm always right." These phrases reflect an overinflated sense of self-worth and an unwillingness to acknowledge other people's opinions or expertise. It's as if they're stuck in their own echo chamber, where only their voice matters. Such a person tends to dismiss others' ideas quickly, making the conversation one-sided and stifling any chance of a healthy exchange of ideas. If you frequently hear "I know better" from someone, they might be more focused on asserting their superiority than on having a balanced, respectful conversation. 5. You wouldn't understand. The phrase "you wouldn't understand" is another indicator of a self-centered person. It's a dismissive statement that shuts down communication and alienates the other person. By using this phrase, the individual is implying that their experiences, thoughts, or feelings are too complex or unique for others to comprehend. This not only creates a divide but also elevates them above others in the conversation. Healthy communication involves empathetic listening and mutual understanding. When someone frequently uses "you wouldn't understand," they might be more focused on maintaining a self-centered narrative than fostering meaningful connections. 6. No one has had it as hard as me. Life is a roller coaster ride, and everyone experiences their own share of ups and downs. However, a self-centered person often feels that no one has had it as hard as they have. This phrase is not just an expression of self-pity but also a way to seek attention and sympathy. I've had encounters with people who consistently use this phrase. It's heartbreaking because it often stems from a place of pain, but it also illustrates a lack of empathy toward others' struggles. Everyone is fighting their own battles, some visible, others not so much. If someone is constantly emphasizing their hardships without acknowledging yours, it might be a sign that they're too wrapped up in their own world to see beyond it. 7. I deserve better. During a particularly tough time in my life, I found myself saying I deserve better quite often. It was a phrase born out of frustration and a sense of injustice. But then, I realized it was also isolating me from others. I deserve better is a phrase that can indicate a sense of entitlement, a common trait in self-centered individuals. They often feel they are entitled to more than they receive, disregarding the efforts and contributions of others. While it's important to know your worth and demand respect, constantly feeling as though you're not getting what you deserve can lead to an inflated sense of self-importance. This can alienate others and create a barrier in relationships. 8. People don't appreciate me enough. Another common phrase self-centered individuals use is people don't appreciate me enough. It reflects a constant need for validation and recognition from others. They often feel they're not getting the appreciation they deserve, regardless of the situation or their actual contribution. This constant need for external validation can often overshadow the participation and efforts of others. While everyone likes to be appreciated, an excessive demand for recognition can be indicative of a self-centered personality. A balanced individual understands that appreciation is earned through consistent effort and contribution, not demanded. 9. Why is this happening to me? The phrase "why is this happening to me?" is a clear reflection of a self-centered worldview. It shows that the individual views every situation from a self-centric perspective, often ignoring the larger context or the impact on others. Life is unpredictable and often throws curveballs our way. A balanced individual understands that challenges are a part of life and not personal attacks. However, a self-centered person internalizes these challenges, viewing them as targeted injustices. This phrase reveals an inability to see beyond oneself and consider the broader picture. It's a mindset that can lead to a lack of empathy and understanding towards others' struggles and experiences. Final thoughts. When it comes to human behavior, it's vital to remember that it often stems from deep-seated attitudes, experiences, and even survival mechanisms. The self-centeredness we perceive in others could be a defense mechanism, a learned response, or the result of an inflated sense of self-importance. The phrases we discussed are signs to watch out for, not definitive proof of someone's self-centeredness. They're tools for understanding the people around us better and fostering healthier, more balanced relationships. Recognizing these signs is not about labeling or judging people but about understanding their perspectives and motivations. After all, empathy and understanding are the building blocks of meaningful connections. Let's strive to be the listeners that make others feel damn good. Let's foster conversations that are inclusive, respectful, and empathetic. Because ultimately, it's these conversations that deepen our connections and enrich our lives.